C-Bus.
Right, so yeah, this is what I was talking about. This is what it takes. We're just getting started here. This broke loose about a half an hour ago, and you can see it's coming down pretty good. We first responders at some zero tolerance companies, so we got to head out. We're going to load some salt right now. We're going to get that salt loaded, and we're going to be out to the project. Get the first round going. Looking like it's going to be probably a 24-hour go at it. So this is what it takes. Keep that in mind. Getting ready to go with the snow stuff. I usually work with a team, fellow landscape company, where we share salt. We get everything going together. You see he's loading my truck right now. This hopper up. Just getting ready to roll. This thing just cut loose about 30 minutes ago, and it's coming in strong and hard. So we're going to load this bulk spreader. Then we're going to get out and, I guess, do some snow. We got it loaded up. We're headed out. The roads are pretty bad already. Hopefully you can kind of see that. Like I said, that's coming down. It's a sleet snow mix, so it's getting slick real fast. A lot of times here I'm loaded with, you know, quite a bit of salt in this truck, and the plow, the truck weighs a lot, so most of the time, actually I'm not even in four-wheel drive, but today it's slick. I decided to go ahead and four-wheel drive this guy out, because, you know, headed over here to get loaded even, it was pretty slick. So it brings me to another point. As you see, I mentioned there when we're getting loaded, when I say we work as a team, you know, it's my crew, any of our crew members, along with, I've got a couple other landscape contractors that we work with, and basically we share work, we share supplies. So, you know, if you got someone that's also in the business, and it can be helpful for you to share some things, like for instance, my buddy there, he's got a pretty good sized landscape thing going on. He's got more snow work than I do. So he orders most of the bulk salt, or all the bulk salt. I get my own calcium. He'll get all the bulk salt and have it delivered to his place, his shop. And, you know, our trucks will go over there and get filled up. In turn, when you're out plowing, you know, sometimes it's like a barren wasteland out there. Most of the time you're out, it's 2, 3 in the morning, there's no stores open, it's bad weather, so nobody's out there. So it's always good to have connections in case you get in trouble. You could get in trouble, your truck could get broken, your plow might stop working, you might get stuck or get off the road. I mean, I've seen all kinds of stuff happen. So I usually have a network of about myself and at least, say, 3 other contractors with plow trucks that are out and about during the same time, that I'm in contact with those guys probably every half an hour to an hour to make sure that everything's going well. And then if somebody does break down, yes, on my accounts, it might put my stuff behind, but you know what? I can always have somebody help pick up the slack. You know, as they get done with their work, they can come and start picking up some slack and do some of my work, and vice versa. Sometimes they'll get behind, or one of their trucks will go down, or whatever the reason, and I'll go help them out. So, you know, even though we might only be plowing with 1, 2, 3 trucks or something like that at a time, you know, all together in force, you know, it's more like we've got 15 or 20 trucks out because of everyone that, you know, we're communicating with and everyone that we're plowing with. So, you know, sometimes it's not a bad thing to, you know, you think, oh, that's competition, I want to separate myself from competition, but not necessarily. Your best asset in many cases can also be businesses to do the same services as you in the same areas. So keep that in mind when you're growing your business, and in the future, you know, I mean, maybe you can't afford to have, you know, a couple plow trucks running, and then you can't afford to have just a plow truck sitting there for backup. You know, a lot of people can't afford that extra truck. But with plowing, it's a necessity that you have to have a backup plan, because it's all very time-oriented work. So, you can't wait 8 hours to go plow a lot, or the next day if your truck's broken or something like that. You have to have a plan, some resources, some things like that when it comes time to plow. So keep all that in mind. Hopefully some of this info is helping you a lot when you're going out and you're thinking about doing snow service work. We'll talk more about that in detail. I just kind of wanted to show you what it's like to get out and get going, how I operate a lot, and as you think about how you can structure your business, maybe it's right for you, maybe it's not, but this is how I've done it. Made it to the first stop now. Putting some salt down. Actually, it's calcium mix, not just straight salt, but it's calcium blend. So I usually use a spreader. Spreader makes it go pretty easy and fast. You can use it by hand with the bucket if you want to, but this is the easiest, fastest way. Sometimes you have to shake the spreader a little bit to get it to flow good, or if you get a chunk in there, it's coming down so quick that right now we're just trying to make it passable. I know that later tonight we'll have to come back and put more down. This is the first run at it. Load her back in the truck, on to the next stop. Here we're say an hour and a half into it. We're stop number 3 now. Just gonna salt this lot for now. Try to keep it from freezing up. Gotta watch for the traffic coming. Gonna roll around, get these handicap spots pretty good. You can see here at the customer, when they're open for business, they do the sidewalks. When they're closed or in the morning, we'll do the sidewalks for them. Get the dumpster areas. You'll get to learn your spreader settings pretty well, and your speed that you operate at, how wide to throw it after you've done it for a while. You can get in the same truck, or you can get in a different truck with all the same equipment. And it's funny how the settings might be just different each time around. You can see I've got my hat and gloves drying out in the front window from doing the sidewalks at the last place. Tricks of the trade, tricks of the trade. Stop here. A lot of traffic at this one. We're at prime rush hour, unfortunately. Snowstorm's hitting just at the wrong time, so first thing I gotta do here is get out and take care of the walks, make sure nobody slips and falls. So that's what we're gonna do. This is stop number 4, by the way. We're about an hour and 45 minutes into it. And it has not let up too much. It's actually just getting a little worse. We're stop number 4. We're going to get her done. Alright, so we got that one done. A little slower than normal because of all the traffic we have here today. So now I guess we're on to stop 5 and 6. Alright, so here we are. We're at stop, let's see, stop number 6, I think. Gonna do the walks here and put some salt down on the walks. Same thing, not quite as much snow here. Still, actually it's not snow at all, it's sleet. I'd say there's about, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch, something like that. We're going to scrape the walk so that the calcium's affected. Wow, so, alright, well, 7 stops in. We've got our first round down with salt just to keep the traffic, slickness out of the way. We're here actually just stopping to fill up for fuel. We're going to get loaded, get ready. For our next round. We're going to start the next round probably here in about 4 or 5 hours. So we'll start the next round here in probably 4 or 5 hours. I don't know, midnight, 1 o'clock, something like that. And at that point, we're going to go back and do all the walks. We'll do all the plowing. And probably put another round of salt in. Hopefully the snow will taper off by then. We'll get them all cleaned up by morning and be done for this snow event. Yeah, sometimes a lot of work, a little bit of sleep, but you know, if you keep on top of it, it'll really pay off in the end. Right, so we're doing round 2 now. We've got about anywhere from 8 to 12 inches of snow down. So now we're plowing the lots. And I've already got started on this one, you might be able to see. So we're gonna run the plow, start working the snow out. If you wonder what kind of equipment I run, oh sorry, got a little snow on the lens there. If you wonder what kind of equipment I'm running, I'm in a Chevy 2500 HD. I've got a Boss V-plow, and does the job pretty well. It's pretty deep snow, so like anything, it takes a little extra when you're plowing this much snow.